coffee beans! How's it brewing? So a few weeks ago, I unboxed a huge crafting haul from PandaHall Selected. In that haul, I got a dream catcher silicone mold. I got some silicone molds to make topography kind of resin pendants. And I also got some wooden coasters that are kind of topography style as well. I featured all of these projects in a previous video where I unboxed everything from PandaHall Selected. So if you'd like to get your hands on these items, then make sure you check my link down below because you can get 5% off if you use the code BUNNYDIY. And that's 5% off their entire store. So make sure you go shop around and find something you like. And if you want to see the unboxing, I'll put a link in the iCard so you can go watch that. I asked you guys what was the project you wanted to see first, because I am going to do all three, I promise. But I asked you guys which one you wanted to see first, and you said the dream catcher. So today I'm going to be showing you how I made my very own resin dream catcher using this silicone mold from PandaHall Selected. I was just as excited as you guys to make the dream catcher, so let's get brewing. Okay, so originally I was going to use a bunch of my pre-colored UV resin from Sophie and Toffee, and I did try that twice, but it was a huge fail. I mean, I guess they turned out okay, they're not amazing, but it was not what I wanted. Basically, I tried putting in the colored UV resin in rings and then blending it out with some clear UV resin and with my little silicone tool, but it didn't turn out like how I wanted at all. So I completely scrapped the idea of using pre-colored UV resin, and instead I used my mica powder that I got off of Amazon, which I will put a link down below so you can get your own, because I seriously love this mica powder. I love it so much. There's so many options, like I can't make up my mind what I want to use. So I looked through my box of mica powders and I selected some of my favorite colors to kind of give this dream catcher a gradient of colors because I wanted them to kind of blend in together. And I applied all of my mica powders using the stamping tool from Sophie and Toffee. I started with a dark purple in the middle. And I blended that out into a nice blue color, and I kind of blended those two together. Then I applied this kind of silvery purple to the outside edge and then blended the lighter purple and this blue color together. And then as I finished it up, I blended everything together to get kind of a smooth gradient from the center out. I also took some of the black mica powder and applied it to the outside edge with a sponge applicator. Then I coated the whole thing in some UV resin. Before the resin was completely cured, I added a really thin sprinkling of my Martha Stewart holographic glitter, just so that if the dream catcher turns around, it still catches the light on the back. Otherwise, I felt the back of the dream catcher was a little too plain because it didn't have any of the intricate designs that the front had. I cured this under my UV lamp, but because it is so thin, I was really worried about it shrinking and curling up on itself, so I just did it in 10-second intervals. That way it's still cured, but it kind of minimized the exposure and the chemical reaction of it curing, so that it cured more flat and level rather than curling up around the edges. Once it was all cured, I took some gold paint and painted the outside edge of the dream catcher, and then wiped off the excess with a paper towel. That way all of that gold paint goes into the etchings around the outside and kind of looks like it's wrapped in gold. It looks really cool. I love how this shimmers in the light. These mica powders are absolutely gorgeous. They are so shimmery and so iridescent. I love how this looks. If you're like me and you thought dream catchers were the answers to all of your nightmare problems, then you would fit right in with the coffee bean family. You should subscribe so you can become a coffee bean too. And make sure you click that notification bell so you don't lose me to the big wide world of YouTube, because I don't even think a dream catcher could bring you back from that. I upload videos every Monday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now it's time to move on to these longer bird feathers. I thought it would be really pretty to make these pink, kind of a gradient of pink, to kind of counterbalance the darker colors of the dream catcher itself. So I used a hot pink, a lighter pink, and a white all throughout the feathers, and I blended them all in together. And just like with the dream catcher, before the resin was completely cured, I sprinkled on some of my holographic glitter so that when the feathers turn around, they're still really shiny. I also poured a little bit extra UV resin, so I had to scrape that off. And I cured that under my UV light for just 10-second intervals to make sure that they didn't curl up. This piece needed some greens and golds, so I took a bright green, a turquoise, and a yellow, and I applied those to these smaller kind of feather shapes. And again, I blended those all in together. Now, to finish it up, my daughter was in the room because she couldn't resist coming in while I was working. And she helped me make some major decisions for this dream catcher. I want the feathers to hang, I want the smaller feathers to hang on the sides, and I want the longer feathers to hang at the bottom. And I had picked out some diamond shapes to hang with the feathers, but Baby Bunny helped me figure out where everything was supposed to go.
That's good.
Should I still add these?
Yeah. You put them right here.
Oh, you think I should do them up there?
Up, yeah. That's pretty.
Like this? 3 of them? Like that?
Yeah.
You think so?
Right these sides. Like those sides.
So like this, and then these will be down here like that?
Those 3 had to be right here.
Oh, up here like this?
Yeah. No.
All together at the top?
Right.
Not like this?
No.
All together?
Yeah. Because they're friends. You're doing a good job.
Oh, well, thank you.
Okay.
Are you my project manager?
Yeah.
Okay.
And your project manager has to eat lunch.
Yeah, girl. Your project creator needs to eat lunch.
Because he's hungry.
Before attaching the feathers, I thought they needed a little bit of dimension to the front. So I took some of that same gold paint, wiped off the excess on a paper towel, and then dry brushed the gold onto the front of all 5 feathers. That way it adds a little bit of a gold tint and definitely adds more dimension to the detail of the feathers. So we decided I would hang the smaller feathers on the side. So I drilled 2 holes on the side of the dream catcher and attached the feathers with jump rings. Then I did the same at the bottom for the 3 longer feathers. And then Baby Bunny thought the diamonds would look the best at the top of the dream catcher, so I followed her instructions and I added them at the top. I also added a silver bail with some UV resin to the back of the dream catcher so I can hang it up on my wall. I'll either use fishing line because it's clear, or if I can find a really pretty colored piece of leather cord, I would much rather do that. So I'll have to go on the hunt for some leather cord. I feel like turquoise would look really good. I'm gonna have to run to Michael's or Amazon. I absolutely adore this dream catcher. I am gonna have to find a place to hang it up in my craft room somewhere behind me so you guys can see it all the time. I can catch all those bad reviews. I'm just kidding. I don't get any bad comments. You guys are the sweetest. Maybe I already have a theoretical dream catcher in the comments below because seriously, you guys are the best. I get no bad comments. This mold was so much fun to work with, and adding the mica powders to it And adding the mica powders to it give it so many different options on how to color it or decorate it. So I highly recommend it. If you're not familiar with PandaHall Selected, they are a really, really awesome crafting and bead supply website. They have such a big selection of jewelry. Now, I am not much of a jewelry crafter, but if you are, they have so many beads and so many chains and so many charms. Holy moly. But if you are like me and you do resin crafts, they have a whole section just for resin. So make sure you check it out, and everything is really, really affordable. And you know how we are when we're crafting, we have to purchase everything. Me, that's a problem. I have to go like this when I'm in the crafting store, or else I'll buy everything. But with PandaHall Selected, their prices are so reasonable, I don't feel like I'm breaking the bank to get some really cool projects. You can check out PandaHall Selected by following my links down below. And again, make sure you use that discount code to get 5% off. It's Bunny DIY. We still have 2 more projects left from my original PandaHall Selected haul. I have the Topography silicone molds to make little pendants, and I also have these little wooden coasters that look like topography maps too. So let me know in the comments below which craft you want to see next. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Love you a latte.